So in regards to what happened, I mean, can you kind of guide us through exactly what happened that night?
Sure. We were at McGuire Hill 16 on Andrews Avenue, and I had just left. I had a family emergency, and so I had to leave, and my husband was getting ready to go home, and he was walking to the parking lot and happened upon a domestic dispute.
Mm-hmm.
And the woman involved knew my husband because she was a waitress at the restaurant and went to Mark for help. Unfortunately, when Mark went to assist,
Mark, your husband.
my husband Mark, the gentleman that was with her, the man that was with her, pulled out a gun and shot him in the chest.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Mark's training kicked in and he was able to pull his weapon. He ended up shooting the guy who shot him, and fortunately he got through it.
Mm-hmm.
But we had to go through the system because it was an officer-involved shooting. So Mark took about 2 weeks to recover. He was in the hospital, in ICU for 2 weeks. And when he got out, there was an investigation, obviously, because an officer shot someone. So they did an internal investigation as well as BSO did an investigation, and it was found to be a justifiable shoot. And we went through that whole process, and we saw how the system could work, and it was a very cathartic process for us, and we got closure.
Well, and just please pass along the fact. I mean, I think I remember that story. I mean, the absolute hero, and I'm sure much indebted. The waitress very much indebted too. I mean, because what could have happened? You know, the guy being armed and everything like that. So now that obviously can play into why you're looking at this position. Are there any other factors? Anything else? I mean, you mentioned something about your children as well.
Yes, you know, we had decided Mark is going to be retiring in the next year, and so we were working towards him retiring and me kind of slowing down in the practice. But we went through another event in our family that really changed the course of my direction. My sister-in-law was murdered by her boyfriend, who was a convicted felon with an AK-47. And he is awaiting trial that is scheduled on June 25th.
So this was recent?
This was recent. 2 years.
Within 2 years?
Yeah,
okay.
Within 2 years. And she left behind 2 small children that my brother is raising now with the help of the family. And I have become the family spokesperson and representative for the trial so that the rest of the family do not have to attend. And I've had to go in these proceedings now for over a year, awaiting trial. And after about the 4th one, I was sitting in the gallery with everybody else, not as a lawyer, but as a victim. And I had a different perspective. And it just called upon me to get more involved. And I spoke to my husband Mark about it, and I told him that I was thinking of running for judge. And we talked about it for over a month to make sure that we were committed to this endeavor, because I need his support and help in doing this, because it really is a team effort. And he agreed that I needed to follow through and get involved so that I could be instrumental in making sure that the system works for everyone. Not just the lawyers who, that's their job, but the people that come into the courtroom who may have never come into a courtroom before. They need a voice as well. And the system has to work, and everybody has to be doing their job.
And you have such an interesting vantage point, right? Because you actually have 2 opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to some of the interactions that have happened, right? You've seen it from both the victim standpoint. You've also seen it the other side. I mean, from what you can see and what you're processing every single day. First of all, I admire you for being able to, look at that and say, this is my role to go in there to help this family, but also how can I take that even deeper? If I go to, and I'm a judge, right, and I'm able to actually weigh pros and cons and be rational and look at it from the vantage point of those people coming in, like you said, it's their first time. It's not like some people are coming in there and they're going there as many times as, going to like La Spada's or something like that, you know? I mean, people don't go to court all the time. Those that do, okay, that's fine, but most people don't. And so there's that fear factor, and then in addition to that, if you have somebody who has seen it work, I think that's all the more positive for anyone, no matter who comes in.
I certainly hope so, Dennis. It does work as long as everybody does their job. And I want to be a part of that. I want to be able to say to my children and Terry's children, when they get older, that she was a driving force in this journey of mine, and that I was instrumental in being part of the process for so many to make sure that the system does work for them.